Hello my darlings and welcome to a brand new video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing the things that fashion brands don't want us to know. So I studied fashion management at university. My dissertation was on consumer behaviour, and there were so many things that I learned during that course that I thought, oh my god, we are being fooled, we are being totally bamboozled by these retailers, and there are so many small things that they do that make us buy more. It is absolutely fascinating. I've touched on this in a few of my shopping vlogs in the past, but I thought I would pull together so many of these different things into one video, and hopefully you guys will find it really interesting. Just before I get started, darlings, if you are new here, I would love it if you subscribe. There are so many fashion and styling and tips videos here on my channel, lots for you to catch up on and lots coming up in the next few weeks and months, so do hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming videos. And make sure to also follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm JosieLDN. You'll find lots more tips there, as well as my selects and edits from a few of my favourite retailers. So the first point has to do with physical in-store shopping. Something that retailers know that you may not know is that the longer you spend in a store, the more likely you are to buy something. So the way that a store is designed is actually designed to keep you in there as long as possible. Stores know that we love things like mirrors. They actually slow us down when we're walking. We might spend a little bit of time just, having a little quick touch up. They also know that we love recognition. This is why so many shops you'll go into and immediately a shop assistant asks how you're doing today, if you'd like any help, things like that. And smaller boutiques can really capitalize on that personal touch, such as remembering your name, remembering details about you. These are all things that we love as shoppers. They'll also likely be playing slow music to kind of calm you down and slow down your movements as you go through the store. A lot of stores are actually designed like a bit of a maze, and the products that you want the most are often at the back, so we have to spend longer getting to those pieces, passing by lots of other tempting merchandise on our way to the thing that we actually came into the store for. Seems kind of obvious now that you think about it, but it's something to be aware of next time you go shopping. There used to be just 2 key seasons in fashion, spring, summer and autumn and winter, but now some retailers have up to 52 different seasons within their shopping calendar. Yep, that's a new season every week. It means that there is so much merchandise, it is often hard to keep track and stay on top of the things that we really want. However, this can work to our favour when something that we've fallen in love with can go on sale. For example, I had this Zimmermann skirt on my wish list for so long, in fact almost a year, but I just wasn't quite willing to pay the full retail price for it. I actually saved this on my SHOPTAGR, and then as soon as I got a notification that it had gone down in sale, I was the first to snap it up. So I got this skirt 50% off. It's not current season, but does it bother me? Absolutely not. Darlings, this section of the video is sponsored by SHOPTAGR. If you don't want to miss out and one of the items on your wish list goes into the sale, all you need to do is go to shoptagr.com, download the browser button on your Google Chrome web browser or on your mobile, and then you can head over to one of your favourite stores, whether it's Net-a-Porter, The Outnet, Topshop, ASOS, and then click the button when you see an item that you would like to save. You will get a notification straight to your email or a mobile phone push when the item that you saved goes onto sale or comes back in stock. On the SHOPTAGR website, you can actually organise them into different wish lists. You can use this time at home to create perhaps your ideal summer wardrobe, a few perhaps designer things you've got your eye on but don't want to pay full price for. As a social media influencer, something that I also like to do is actually save down the things that I already own so that I can let you guys know when they go down in the sale, or if there's something that you've seen your favourite influencer wearing but it's out of your budget, you can save those things as well so that you're instantly notified as soon as the price drops. On some websites as well, like ASOS, if you've got the SHOPTAGR downloaded in your browser, you'll also be notified if there are any coupons that you can use. The best thing is it's absolutely free to use, free to download. Of course, the retailers want us to be paying full price for things, but if you can save yourself some money, buy something when it's on sale, then why on earth wouldn't you? I think SHOPTAGR is especially great if you've got expensive taste but you don't want to spend all of your hard-earned money on luxury pieces. Here on my channel I talk about classic items so much and how important it is to have a wardrobe full of classics. So even though retailers are bringing out and inventing new trends literally on a weekly basis, we can save down our favourite classic items, whether it's a beautiful elegant skirt or a timeless trench coat. Save them on SHOPTAGR, because when those pieces aren't in season anymore, you can get them at a crazy discount. I got 50% off my Zimmermann skirt, and they're timeless pieces. You can wear them year after year after year. I will leave the download button to SHOPTAGR down below. Please do check it out. Let me know in the comment section down below what bargains you managed to find using SHOPTAGR. Something else that fashion retailers don't want you to know is that often their perfumes, their makeup, their luggage, sometimes even their shoes is not actually made by the designer brand. A video that I did last week that so many of you loved was 17 luxury things that I will never buy. I mentioned luxury skincare and designer nail varnish because did you know that those things are not actually made by the fashion houses themselves? What will happen is a big company will come along, a cosmetic company, and they'll say, "Hi Chanel, we really love your branding. We're really good at making nail varnishes and we think we can charge a whole lot more if we stick the Chanel logo on it." What is not for the fashion brand to love? As long as the quality matches that of the fashion brand, then they're going to earn a lot of extra money. So essentially, yes, what you're paying for is the fancy logo, not necessarily paying for a product that's any superior to the more affordable brands. You're literally just paying for the logo and for the luxury of having that branding on your nail varnish or on your skincare. I mean, it definitely makes sense, especially when it comes to product categories you have to be pretty specialist at. We all know, for example, that Ted Baker is well known for their clothing, so of course they're going to go to a luggage specialist when it comes to the Ted Baker suitcases. The company that makes the Ted Baker suitcases probably also makes Antler, Samsonite. They're a luggage specialist, and then they've just worked with Ted Baker to put their branding on the product. It's a really interesting business model. It's not something that brands should be ashamed of. It definitely makes sense, but it's just something to be aware of as a shopper. Did you know that today's size 6 in the 1950s was considered a size 12? Yes, there is a thing in the fashion industry called vanity sizing, and in the past few decades the sizing has gone up. The size of the average shopper has gone up, but so has the sizing chart. Have you ever gone into a shop, tried on a size 10 pair of jeans and they fit you perfectly, and then you go into another store and actually realize that you're a size 14? That's because some stores are using vanity sizing, whereas some stores are not. When we go shopping and try something on and we realize that we can fit into a smaller size, it can give us a really happy feeling. We can feel good at ourselves and we're more likely to buy that item when we get those feelings. So shops have realized that if they actually size their things smaller than they actually are, you're more likely to make a purchase. What I would recommend when you're going into the fitting rooms is actually just taking in a few different sizes, not paying attention to the number, and just buying the thing that fits you the best, not the number that you want to see in the waistband of your trousers. Designers can't keep up with demand. Quality of clothing has gone down because we as consumers are demanding more and more and more clothing from our favorite designers and favorite retailers, and they just can't keep up. They no longer have time to test items in the same way that they did before. Have you ever noticed that some of your oldest clothing and vintage pieces actually is so much better made and it fits you far more perfectly than things you buy today? That's because retailers just aren't testing things. It's all about the margins. Of course, they're not as interested in the quality. They don't care if your things don't last you that long because they just want you to buy more and more and more. I was actually emailed by a fashion brand once to see if I wanted to do a sponsored video for them, and I said, "I'll think about it. Just send me some of your clothes and I'll check that I really, really love them and that I would want to recommend them to my audience." When they sent me their pieces, I couldn't even get my arm in the sleeve. It was obvious that it hadn't gone through a proper quality assurance process. It hadn't been designed on a fit model. It had literally been probably designed on a computer and then made without anybody even testing if a human body could contort itself into that design. Of course, I said no. I did not work with that fashion brand, and I sent them some very honest feedback. Hopefully they'll take it on board. But the sad truth is clothes just aren't made to last anymore because brands just want you to buy new stuff every single season. Something again which might seem quite obvious is that retailers know that the more you try, the more you buy. I'm sure when you think about it, there are so many times when you have been encouraged, whether consciously or not, to actually take more into the changing room than you'd originally planned to. Maybe you have found the most beautiful blouse and you take it into the changing room only for the shop assistant to very kindly offer you a skirt and a pair of shoes, maybe even a bag and coat as well, that might go with that item perfectly. They know, especially if they're on commission, that the more you try on, the more likely you are to fall in love with something and end up taking it home. There are even more sneaky things that retailers do to make you try more. One of those is actually folding things really neatly on the shop floor, and especially if they've got tissue paper within the folding. Yes, of course, it's also there so the shop looks neat and tidy and everything looks beautifully presentable, but they also know that you'll feel so guilty when you pick it up and oh my god, the paper's fallen out and you couldn't possibly make it look as perfect perfect again, you're likely to feel so guilty for ruining the display that you'll just think, oh, just take it into the changing room and try it on. And when you try it, you're more likely to buy it. Some shops even have things in the changing rooms that you can try on with the items that you've taken in there already. The changing rooms themselves are often designed to make you look and feel your absolute best. There's probably mood lighting to make your skin glow. The mirrors sometimes even make you look a teeny tiny bit slimmer than you actually do in a normal mirror. Somehow that's not yet illegal, and it's a very minute change, but let's be honest, we all know what we look like. We all know what we look like in the mirror, so when we try something on in a shop fitting room and we appear a tiny bit slimmer, we're more likely to buy it. And then the last thing is something that I love to talk about, I love to tell people about, because it's something that pretty much every single retailer does. And if you've watched any of my Come Shopping With Me vlogs, chances are you've heard me talking about it, but it is this area in the store called the transition zone. This is the maybe 2 or 5 meters as soon as you walk into the store where there is no merchandise. That's because it takes our brains a few moments to realise that we're in a shop and no longer walking down the pavement or walking through a shopping mall. In that transition zone, retailers can't put any stock because we're not ready to start shopping yet. We're still thinking about what environment we're in. So any stock that they put in that transition zone, we're going to completely ignore and only start shopping and looking at merchandise once we've been in a store for a few seconds. Now, of course, retail square space, shop space is really valuable. So retailers want to make that transition zone as small as possible. So there are a few things that they do to make it shorter. This can include changing our senses. So when you walk into a store and there's really nice hot or cold air, depending on your environment, blowing down on you and there's a carpet underneath your feet, you notice a difference because you're no longer on a freezing cold or boiling hot pavement, and you're no longer walking on a hard surface. In a sensory way, you notice that you're in a new environment, and this makes your brain more quickly realise that you should be in shopping mode as opposed to walking down the street mode. Next time you walk into a shop, you will absolutely notice this. You'll notice that there isn't any merchandise, there's no fruit and veg in a supermarket, there's no clothes rail immediately as you walk in, and chances are there'll be something, whether it's the air blowing, whether it's loudspeakers, or whether it's the carpet on the floor, that you thought was there for your comfort, when actually it's to make you think more quickly that you're now in a shopping environment. If you're interested in more of this kind of thing while you're actually out and about shopping, I think it was my vlog when Glossier came to London. Oh my god, actually there are so many interesting snippets in that vlog. I talk about a few things that Apple does to make you buy more. I'll leave the vlog linked up on the screen here. I would definitely recommend giving that a watch if you're interested in the things that retailers make us do to buy more. And there's also one where I'm shopping in a Westfield shopping centre. Again, I'll leave that link down below with even more tips, some consumer behaviour analysis, and generally more on this topic. But that is all from me for now, darlings. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you are surprised by any of these down below, or if there are any other things that you've noticed and you think they are secrets that retailers are hiding from us. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this kind of video and you'd like to see more along these lines, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. That would truly mean the world to me. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye.